Mr. President, the Pentagon announced that it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One. Perhaps
what are you talking about?
Can we have a South Africa question, please? Mr. President,
the Pentagon spokesperson.
What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. Go back, you ought to go back to your studio at NBC, because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible, the way you run that network.
Okay, before we get to the blatant authoritarianism, how about this for a dig?
That idiot talks about, after viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
Got him. We fucking got him.
So much for gaining respect across the world. During today's Oval Office extravaganza, it appears that another reporter has struck a nerve as Donald Trump lashed out again over inquiries on what has been a controversial topic. Qatar's gift of a $400 million jet to be used as Air Force One, which was accepted. Something 2016 Trump would have something to say. I would bring an Oval Office meeting with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, a meeting in which Trump tried to give him the Zelensky treatment, but again, it didn't quite go to plan.
Over the last few days, death of people, death, horrible death, I don't know, to pick anyone. White South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws, and this is all. I mean, I'll give these to you. So when you say, what would I like to do? I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couple say that they were attacked violently.
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it is?
Well, I could do that. Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried. And he asks about a jet that was given. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know, you are so bad. You're such a bad reporter.
Because, Larry, you can give us some context on one of the videos that President Trump played in the Oval Office. He was claiming that there was 1,000 roadside graves. Apparently, this is a video that had been of a political statement made by a specific political party in South Africa, but not of actual grave sites. Just a political demonstration to highlight violence against farmers.
It's not only white farmers, it's across the board. And we need technological help.
Trump then grew irate when NBC News chief White House correspondent Peter Alexander asked him about the jet gift. And Trump's response was, well, I mean, just watch. It was a meltdown.
Announced that it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know, you to get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing. They also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back, you ought to go back to your studio at NBC, because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible, the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead. Go ahead, talk about that. His name is Peter something. He's a terrible reporter. Quiet. Let's go.
Thank you so much, President Trump.
And yes, nothing says free speech like alluding to investigating a network for daring to ask a question on a topic that countless Republicans as well as Democrats have taken issue with.
Different than a gimme putt. And the Constitution in Article 2 talks about the president can't take emoluments or gifts from foreign leaders. And so there is a provision in the Constitution that says you can't do this. And so the question is, can you do it if it's only for official purposes? If it came to someone in Congress, they can vote and the Ethics Committee can look at it. With his, there will have to be some kind of adjudication. This has never been done, and it's not like a ride on the plane. We're talking about the entire $400 million plane. I think it's not worth the appearance of impropriety. Whether it's improper or not, I don't think it's worth it. The other problem with Qatar is, see, I've spent time trying not to sell weapons to Qatar because they have human rights violations of their people. Many of their people are prevented from participating in the government, and some of the minority religious folks in Qatar are treated poorly. And so I really haven't been a big fan, and I wonder if our ability to judge their human rights record would be clouded by the fact of this large gift. So I wouldn't.
And it appears that the president has been particularly rankled over his precious plane, seeing as last week he lashed out at an ABC News reporter who asked about criticism that it would ultimately be a personal gift to him.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why
Because
not?
only ABC, well, a few of you would. Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us, I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much. You know, there was an old golfer named Sam Snead. Did you ever hear him? He won 82 tournaments. He was a great golfer. And he had a motto: when they give you a putt, you say, thank you very much. You pick up your ball and you walk to the next hole. A lot of people are stupid. They say, no, I insist on putting it. Then they putt it and they miss it. And their partner gets angry at them. You know what? Remember that, Sam Snead. When they give you a putt, you pick it up and you walk to the next hole and you say, thank you very much.
Respectfully, sir, as a businessman, some people may look at this and say, have you ever been given a gift worth millions of dollars and then not received
It's not a gift to me. It's a gift to the Department of Defense. And you should know better, because you've been embarrassed enough, and so has your network. Your network is a disaster. ABC is a disaster. Here is the...
Again, threatening the network with another lawsuit over its reporting on the plane, like he did with NBC. He also called out the parent company's CEO, this time Bob Iger. I mean, are we just pretending that this is all normal? That the commander-in-chief is basically threatening networks that, dare speak out against him? I mean, the president of CBS News, Wendy McMahon, was literally forced out of her post on Monday. The latest shockwave to hit the news division amidst an ongoing showdown involving Trump, 60 Minutes, and CBS's parent company, Paramount.
A major resignation today from the head of CBS News. Wendy McMahon calls it quits. She wrote a memo to staff saying, quote, "It's become clear that the company and I do not agree on the path forward. It's time for me to move on and for this organization to move forward with new leadership." McMahon's departure comes as CBS and CBS News and their parent company, Paramount Global, face a firestorm, including trying to settle a lawsuit with President Trump, who says that the network deceptively edited a 60 Minutes interview last October with then Vice President Kamala Harris. Most legal experts we've spoken with consider the lawsuit baseless, the edits being relatively normal editorial judgment. But rather than fight the case and prove Trump wrong, CBS News, led by Paramount, are in talks for a settlement. A source close to the negotiations tells me that the price tag for the settlement could be anywhere from $30 to $50 million paid to President Trump. $30 to $50 million. A settlement that could then help Paramount with its plans for a major merger with Skydance Media, which brings us back to McMahon. Her resignation today follows last month's exit of Bill Owens. He was executive producer of 60 Minutes, had been with the show for 24 years. Owens said at the time it was becoming clear he would not be able to run the show the way he'd always run it. McMahon said standing behind Owens was an easy decision, but let's be honest. With corporate overlords appearing to be willing to sell out the truth so they can make money, none of this is easy. And now Wendy McMahon is out of work.
Now this, credit to Peter Alexander here, because it's clearly obvious that he's putting his livelihood on the line to ask these questions, unapologetically so, and we need more of it.
Love this video? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch and help us blow past 1 million followers.